Hi, my name is Gray and welcome to Gray's Gardening. This is my channel where I share with you all my gardening and allotment tips and tricks, or what they like to call these days, hacks. Growing your own fruit, vegetables or even flowers can be both rewarding and enjoyable, but it can also save you some money too. But we're all here to maximise our time and do things in the most efficient way possible, also trying to save some money along the way. So today I'm going to share with you some ingenious hacks that I've picked up along my gardening journey, which I'm sure will help you save time, effort and money along the way. So let's get straight into it with hack number one. Hack number one is all about when planting into a pot that is actually much bigger than it needs to be. You don't want to waste this entire pot filling it full of compost, which actually won't be needed. These little primrose, they only need to be so deep. They don't need to send their roots really deep into the soil. So if I was to use my entire bag of multi-purpose compost, it would probably fill the majority of this pot. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a smaller pot. Literally going to place this empty pot inside here. Make sure it's nice and centered. And now I can add my compost on top. Okay, that's now just used up half the bag instead of the full bag. Hack number two. When planting these in, it can be quite tricky if you take them out of the pot first, especially if they're going to be quite crumbly and they're not fully root bound. So what I tend to do, keep them inside the pot, dig your hole, firm the new compost around the pot. The more you firm it down, the better. Once it's nice and firm, you can then remove the pot, and that will almost create a mould ready for your plant just to be dropped straight inside. So now I've created that, you just take your new nice plant and we can just go straight in to the mould that's left behind, and just do that exactly the same with the other two. You can almost use the pot itself as a template, firm it down, firm the compost around it. Here again we have the mould inside. You take your plant out, we pop that straight into that hole we've just created. We know it's going to be the right size because it's the size of the pot that it's left behind. There we go, last one, pop it out, in we go. And that is quick and as easy as it needs to be. This is hack number three. Lots of plant pots have really big holes in the bottom of them, meaning that when you water, an awful lot of that water just comes straight out the bottom. Not just the fact that the water goes right through it, but often the soil from inside can leak out and go all over your patio or your driveway or wherever you've got it. You've got a black load of soil, compost all going out from the bottom of the pot, which you want to try and avoid. But you don't want to clog those holes. So two options: you get an old sponge, make sure it's clean through, you don't want any chemicals in it. Pop that in the bottom of your plant pot. It will take up a little bit more space, but the good thing about a sponge, it will hold that water, it will stop all that soil going through the bottom, and it will keep a lot of the water in the bottom of the plant pot, meaning that your plants will actually be able to tap into that water when those roots just touch that sponge and be able to have a continual drink from that sponge, even on really dry days. So put that basically in the bottom, top up your compost around it, and that will act as a reservoir. Alternatively, get an old cloth. Again, make sure it's clean, it's not got any chemicals on, make sure you've washed it first, and just pop that straight into the bottom. Again, that will just allow the water to still go through, but at a much slower rate. It's just going to fill those holes a little bit more. The water can still pass through, but it won't be flying through. It'll stop the plants from being waterlogged, but again, it will act as a little bit of a reservoir on the bottom. Those plants will send down those roots as deep as they can, and they'll be able to drink from that and save that for when they're really, really dry. So a sponge or old cloth. Alternatively, you can also use coffee filters. They can sit in the bottom as well. Does exactly the same thing.
Okay, gardening hack number 4. So what you need for this is a pot, a toilet roll, some scissors, some seed and cutting compost, and your normal multi-purpose compost. And the idea for this is when you are sowing your seeds, so here we have a pumpkin seed just for demonstration purposes only. What we're going to do is we're going to fill up the pot, half fill the pot with our multi-purpose compost. So you fill that halfway. We're going to take our empty toilet roll. I'm going to cut that in half. So we just have a smaller tube. We're going to put that inside, just on top of the multi-purpose compost. And now we're going to get some seed and cutting compost and just fill the toilet roll with the seed and cutting compost. There we go. And then we're going to just get a bit more multi-purpose compost, put that around the sides of the toilet roll. Like so. And then when you come to sow your seed, so about 2 centimeters down, gonna just firm that down. A little bit more seed and cutting compost on top. And this is a great hack for when you go to grow your seeds, because now it'll grow inside this miniature area, which you've got your seed and cutting compost, which is the low nutrient, gritty, easy to drain soil to help it germinate really quickly. But as the roots go down, they'll search down, hit the multi-purpose compost, go all around, fill that whole pot up, and then actually use all that nutrients to grow nice and big and strong. The best bit about this is that the toilet roll cardboard will just slowly biodegrade in, and you won't have to then pot onto a bigger pot, transplant, disrupt the roots. It's all ready to go before you move it to your final growing space. Hack number 4. And finally, garden hack number 5. All you need is an old food tub. So in this case, it was some natural yogurt. And what we're going to do is we're going to create some plant labels for free using this plastic. So it's fairly firm, quite strong white plastic. And we're just literally going to cut this pot into strips. And there we have it, very quick and easy plant label, where you can then write directly onto the label itself. These are great for writing on your plant labels. These are permanent garden markers designed especially for this purpose. They are waterproof, they dry instantly, and they are light resistant, so they will not fade in the sunshine over the summer. Worst thing you can ever do is label a plant up and then you come to check what it is and it's gone. It's all either rubbed off or the sun has bleached it. So these are great. These are on Amazon. These are 2 for £5. I've just bought them. The links to that are in the description below. They are my Amazon affiliate links. So if you buy using anything on Amazon using those links, my channel gets a few pennies support. So use that link if you want for these pens, and use the rest of this pot for free plant labels that you can make as many as you want, which is kind of a bit of upcycling.
Okay, I hope you've enjoyed those hacks and they help you become a bit more efficient with all your gardening needs. There will be more videos like this throughout the season. So if you do like this kind of thing, please, please, please hit that subscribe button, give me a big thumbs up, leave me a comment, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care, everyone. Bye now.